My grandfather, Jacob, was a tailor, and my father's mother was a fine dressmaker, rather renowned in the city from the stories that I hear. So when we were children, my sister and I were really measured, and clothes were designed, sketched, craft paper was strewn out on the dining room table, and patterns were developed. And we went down to 4th Street, which is an area booming with fabric stores, and we would buy the goods and trimmings, and we had custom made clothes. So it was it was an enriching kind of visual treat to be around both sets of grandparents. We had, as kids, the best projects. My dad was always bringing home some new supplies. I, in fact, love my tabaret today filled with some of those great supplies. So there was a lot of drawing and constructing going on in the house. Art took up a lot of my time in high school. The art teacher that was renowned in the city, her name was Gertrude Schroet. She was inspirational, and she sent a lot of her students on to study art in college. My interest in drawing and color was enriched and fed by classes at Philadelphia Museum of Art and Fleischer Art Memorial, and then later at Moore Young Artists Workshop. And through those Saturday classes, I was awarded a Joseph P. Moore scholarship. And so the decision was made. Moore was the college for me. There was a very key trip that we took with my advertising design class to New York City, probably the second year at Moore. And we visited some of the key designers in the day, Herb Lubalin and Milton Glaser, who's also today still an author and quite a figurehead in the world of graphic design and graphic communication. And studios that were really on the cutting edge. And I was just blown away by what they were doing and the simplicity of the message. Type design and just the simple printed image were appealing to me. In my junior year, I was scheduled to go out on an internship, which is just a wonderful part of Moore's program. And I got a job with Container Corporation of America. They were in Oaks, Pennsylvania. They were producing package design primarily as the outer corrugated cartons and displays for packaged goods, such as lifesavers. It was probably that experience in learning about package design that led me to really appreciate graphics even more. And later in my career, I did a lot of package design for clients. My first job when I graduated from Moore was with a Philadelphia's renowned design studio, Kramer, Miller, Lomden, Glassman. I was just thrilled to get that job. And the 4 principals of the company were the most creative, funny, talented men that I think I'd ever met. They were very unique. But on the second floor was also young Will Glassman, who I truthfully didn't know was the boss's son for the first few weeks, I would say. But we were a gang that all went to lunch together in town, and eventually Will and I decided that we were interested in each other. And so that's how I met my husband. They worked for the post office, for all the banks in the city, insurance companies, and SmithKline was a major client. Really, Kramer, Miller, Lomden, Glassman developed the concept of pharmaceutical advertising with SmithKline. While I was considering what my next step would be, I applied for a job at SmithKline in French, which I knew very much about from the years at Kramer, Miller, Lomden, Glassman. And I interviewed there, and they wanted me to come and work in their very exciting consumer products division that was called Menley and James. And Menley and James was the young, hip studio aspect of the very staid SmithKline, the pharmaceutical company. Menley and James produced the Love Cosmetics in those days, and Sea and Ski suntan lotion. The marketing job was very exciting. I was doing a lot of travel. I had a department I had to manage, all the paperwork and that kind of thing. I felt it was becoming less and less creative, and I really missed the putting together of ink on paper and more conceptual work. So I retired from SmithKline, and I started freelancing. So Relativity was born, and today I still remain in the healthcare realm. GlaxoSmithKline happens to be a very large client in very many aspects of their corporation, from North Carolina to through Europe. I think that all of the technical skills and the wonderful software is just a real expansion of our industry, but thinking and concepts still are not generated by the computer. They're generated from your exposure, from your heart, from your mind, from what you see, what you talk about. And it's a collaborative process. Sometimes our copywriter will have a visual idea and we'll be writing copy at the same time. So it's a give and take, and that's the best way to work. Almost 10 years ago, Doris Chorney reached out to a few alums. I was included in that small group, and we got together and talked about what we were doing and what the college had in mind, what she had in mind. And it was with Doris's great enthusiasm that we started and revitalized an alumni association. Today, alumni are on every college committee, every board committee. We're involved in everyday operations of the college. I was very honored to be named a distinguished alumna, and I wear proudly my pin as a distinguished alumna. This was designed in the mid 1800s as a pin for more graduates, and it seems like yesterday that I was a freshman at Moore, but I think it's been a wonderful transformation and a wonderful mutually beneficial experience for the college and for alumni to see that working together is the best way to get the word out. More women are making a difference.